Autumn on Sodor had quickly ended, leaving space for the winter with his usual thick snow covering all the sidings on Sodor. From the forest to the dockyards, everything was covered in a white blanket. This meant wearing snowplows and taking extra care while carrying out the daily routine. Thomas in particular, who was always disliked wearing a snowplow, was jealous of Terrence's caterpillars. But at least the sight of Mrs. Kindly was there to cheer him up. While Terrence was enjoying winter, it certainly wasn't making the others' life any easier. Bertie would often skid on the icy road. Trevor's wheels spinned on the ice. And Harold couldn't take off due to all the snowstorms. Construction of some new cottages had began near Kildane, and wood from the forest was being used, under Henry's watchful eye. A few days into the project, James, unwillingly, decided to help with the work of the forest.
So, is there something I can do?
Yes, just head to Kelsthorpe, collect a small supply train and bring it here. Simple enough.
Couldn't be simpler.
James arrived at Kelsthorpe in no time and buffered up to the train. As he was getting coupled, James saw a peculiar sight.
Trevor? What's he doing here? Isn't he supposed to be helping at the work site?
James soon set off again, heading back to Henry. He looked around as he puffed through the white countryside.
What a shame. Everything looks so bare and lifeless during the winter. And my paint job doesn't fit well with white.
James then passed by Henry's wishing tree, where the children were building a snowman.
At last, we have some things to cheer us up. Merry Christmas!
Unfortunately for James, things quickly went wrong. As he approached the heart of the forest, he began to apply the brakes. But the rails were still icy. James was helpless as he slid down the hill.
Henry, look out!
Horrors!
Fortunately, the nearby signalman changed the points. James flew by Henry, but still couldn't stop in time. James didn't derail, but he had bumped into some flatbeds, derailing only the first one.
James! Look what you've done, you slippery Santa sleigh!
Nothing that a rope can't fix.
Trevor!
That's me.
I saw you in the distance while I was at Kelsthorpe.
Oh yes, I had to fill up on coal, and they only had some at station.
What brings you here? The only times I've seen you were at the vicar's orchard.
What brings him here? Who do you think actually loads those logs onto the flatbeds? Certainly not the workmen alone.
Indeed. Now let's fix up what your little unfortunate mishap was caused.
Trevor set to work with the rope. James watching admirably. With enough effort, he pulled the flatbed back onto the track.
All right, James, I think you've helped enough for today.
So did you, Henry. I think we can call it a day. Why don't you and James head back? I'll finish up, then reach you. I've heard that tonight's Christmas party will be held in Atford. I can't wait.
Oh, all right then. Thank you, Trevor.
Thank you. See you later.
The two big engines puffed away, leaving Trevor alone with the workmen. He liked working there. It was rather different from his orchard, but that didn't require much work during the winter. Soon, the workmen went home as well. Trevor thought it was time to go home too. But just as he was about to go, he forgot what he was doing and backed down onto the hill, roughly coming to a stop. This was enough to shake up the snow accumulated on the hill.
Oh no!
Trevor was stuck. The snow had completely covered him, aside from his face and funnel.
Oh, no, I really am stuck. How am I going to get back to the others? Oh.
Back in Natford, the engines and road vehicles were already gathering up for the party. James approached Thomas. He was speaking with Terence and Bertie.
Of course you're doing amazing, Terence. You don't have wheels like me and Bertie, but I bet we could beat you in a race.
James then noticed Trevor was nowhere to be seen.
Sorry, you lot, but have you seen Trevor by any chance?
No, why?
We left him at the forest, but he should be back by now.
That sounds like something's happened.
I'm going out to look for him.
I'm coming too. I still owe him a favour after that time a couple of years ago.
The two engines set off in the night, looking for their traction engine friend. As they got into the forest, there was no sign of Trevor anywhere.
He's got to be here.
James suddenly stopped.
Look!
What's wrong?
That's his funnel sticking out of that pile of snow, isn't it?
It is!
Trevor's face had been completely covered by snow, but he was glad they had found him. James's driver cleared the snow off away from his face.
Trevor!
James? Duck? Oh, thank you.
What happened?
I guess if I hadn't come away earlier, that pile of snow from the hill wouldn't have covered me.
Well, at least we found you soon. This time, I'm the one to.
Indeed.
James then came up with an idea.
Since we've got these empty flatbeds here, we could load you onto one and quickly take you to the party.
Oh, that sounds wonderful.
And so it was done. Trevor was loaded, and the engines headed back towards the big station. The station was decorated in wreaths, garlands, gifts, and a big Christmas tree. And everyone was having a great time. The Fact Controller then stood in the middle. He had an important announcement.
Thank you to all of the people who worked with us on the railway. Workmen, station masters, guards, firemen, and drivers. Thank you to all of our passengers who also forgave us when accidents did happen. And a special thank you to all of our amazing and really useful engines who make this railway a wonder to work and travel on. Merry Christmas to everyone.
For cheers, I think, but here's a little cheer, and a lot of people like it. It goes like this.
Rat shit, bat shit, dirty old twat. 69 assholes tied in a knot. Hooray! Lizard shit, fought. Rat shit, bat shit, dirty old twat. 69 assholes tied in a knot. Hooray! Lizard shit, fought.
You get no bitches.